Hi students, welcome to Unacademy NEET English. I'm your biology educator Ambika Sharma, and in this video I'm going to summarize that press conference right on that NEET scam. Okay, so students, here in this press conference again we got many question marks, not just one question marks, there are many question marks. I will discuss about it, but before that let me tell you what they presented, what our officials presented in this conference, and later on I will share my perspective, I will share my opinion, and this time listen to me very carefully. We need your help, right? So first of all, listen to it very carefully. So obviously reporters were there, they asked the questions, right? And the first question was related to the highest marks. So as per them, right, Mr. Subodh Kumar Singh, he answered the questions mainly, right? So a panel was there. I hope you guys have seen that, but I will talk about the things that they have discussed rather than the members there. So Mr. Subodh Kumar, he said that total 17 students, okay, as per them, total 17 students, they were getting the perfect score, they were getting the highest marks, right? And they mentioned that there was a, because of that bonus question in physics, as per them, because of that bonus question in physics, right, remaining 44 students, they got the grace marks, and that is why the number of students who got full house, it increased. This is the first point, right? It was our first question, that how is it possible that 67 students can get a perfect score? So as per them, 17 students were already scoring it, but because of that grace marks, 44 students, they also got the perfect score. That is why the number of toppers, they are more. First thing, I will add everything here, I will share my perspective also, but first of all, let's understand what they said in the press conference. But one thing I want to say, whatever was there in the press notice of the NTA, they have discussed same thing, right? So now next thing is, as per them, the 6 centers, only 6 centers were affected. Only from 6 centers they got such information that wrong distribution of paper was there, right? The wrong OMR sheet was distributed. Students, they didn't get the enough time, okay? And as per them, approximately 1600. So they were saying somewhere 1563 or 1567 students only they are affected. But when we talk about the 23 lakh something students that appeared in the exam, they are not affected. Out of that, only 1500 or 1600 students, they are affected. Imagine. So they are saying that bunch of the students, right, only basically they were saying only in 16 centers discrepancies were there. Otherwise, the process for the conduction of examination, it was transparent, that no discrepancies were there, right? So they accepted that only in 6 centers, and on the basis of, and how, right, why they are only considering 6 centers, because they got the writ petitions, right, from the students, those who were in this in these centers, right? They got the writ petitions from them, and they got the complaints, right? So this is the first thing you need to note down. Then I'll tell you what you have to do. Okay, so as per them, they checked the reports from the center, right? They check the CCTV footage, and as per it, right, they basically formed a grievances committee, because they got the writ petition filed against it, right? So they made a grievances committee, and it includes 4 to 5 members, that I'm not sure of, right? So as per that writ, they formed one committee, one grievances cell or grievances committee, and they asked them to compensate, right, to compensate, because in this writ, students, they were asking that in these centers their time was wasted, right? They didn't get the proper question paper or OMR sheet, so they want the compensation for that. Either they want, as per that writ, either they want the re-examination, or they want the compensation for the loss of time. So as per that committee, what they did, they proposed this thing. They proposed that 2018 CLAT judgment that we can consider it, right? So that is why, as per NTA, that is why we, on the basis of that judgment, right, on the basis of that judgment, we provided the grace marks to the student. Now, one of the reporters present there, he or she asked that how can we do that, because if we talk about this CLAT judgment, okay, so that CLAT examination, it is an online examination, okay, so how can we consider an online examination, how can we consider the judgment of an online examination for an offline examination? On what basis you are providing the grace marks? So as per the NTA officials, right, it is different for every student. We have seen the CCTV footage from that particular centers, we have got the reports from the center, and as per the student speed, as per, you know, different, they considered different criteria, and then they provided the grace marks to the students. So again, it is a big question mark. And one of the reporters present there also asked that, sir, in that judgment, it is clearly mentioned that this is not applicable for medical entrance, this is not applicable for engineering exam. Wait, let me show you this. It is that right, it is that writ petition. So in the Supreme Court Civil Original Jurisdiction writ petition, bache, so Disha Panchal and others, so it was like this, okay, and it was, see, these petitions highlight improper conduct of common law admission test. CLAT is common law admission test 2018 by respondent numbers 2 and 3, which is single window online entrance test for admission to 19 prestigious national law universities in the country. Right, bache? Right, so a question of examination did not appear on the screen at the start and were intermittently disappearing and reappearing. The questions to move to the next question, etc., stopped working intermittently, black screens or frozen screens, and software crashes. So these were the issues, okay, these were the issues. So basically they use this judgment, right, for the loss of time. So one of the reporters present there, they asked it again and again that how can we use it, right? Obviously the answer marking speed in an online exam and offline exam is different, right? And on what basis you can decide? So they were like, we have seen the CCTV footage, right? We have seen the CCTV footage, the number of correct answers. On the basis of that, for different students, we applied the different that on the basis of different right? We have observed them, and we have seen the CCTV footage, we have seen their paper, and as per that we provided the grace mark. So again it is a question mark. How can you judge it? Right, on what basis you can decide it, right? So again, that normalization is not proper. And the most important thing that I want to tell you, that they are saying only 1600. So it is approximately 1600, but they have given the exact number at 1567 or 63, right? Only these students are affected. Now, what to do? So many reporters, they also asked for the re-NEET, right? They also asked for the republishing of the result. So as per them, listen to me very carefully, as per them, that we have already provided this information that some students can get 719 and 18 marks because of the grace marking, right? And they have given the grace marking to these students only. That's the first thing. Secondly, they have mentioned it in that press conference that before the compensation of that marks, right, before the compensation of that marks in that for that physics question, right, for that physics question, before the compensation of marks, average marks, they were 164. After compensation it was 192, right? They were considering, I think, some minimum marks, okay? So I don't know that term here exactly. So before compensation it was 164, after compensation it was 192, and they were saying that if we consider the, right, average marks for 23 lakh NEET aspirants, right, so it is average is 270. The average is 217. This is what they mentioned in their press conference. Because they also mentioned, right, the NTA officials, they also mentioned that total number of students that appeared in this NEET examination, they were approximately 23 lakhs, 33 or 16,000 something, right? I'm not talking about the number of students who filled the paper. I'm talking about the number of students who appeared in this particular examination, 23 lakh something. And out of the students who qualified, right, they were 13 lakh something, right? 13 lakh 16,000 something. So they were saying even after the compensation, this thing is not going to change, right? Right. The number of students appeared and number of students qualified, it is same. But they were saying that before compensation it was 164 marks, after compensation 192, and on an average, if we talk about the 23 lakh aspirants, so on an average they were having 217 marks. Now, one of them, they asked, right, that what about the All India rank from that one center of Haryana? So on that we got this reply that if we consider the average of 23 lakh aspirant, it is 217. But if we consider the average marks from this particular center, so it was 235. So they mentioned it that yes, it is possible that in this particular center, right, students, right, they were actually good. That is why they got this All India rank. Right, this is what they have mentioned. So, what are my question marks here? They didn't mention, they didn't specify anything related to the grace marks formula. Right, they didn't mention about the committee, right, what other factors they considered. So, when it was asked for the discrepancies, so they just admitted that only 1600 students are affected because discrepancies were there in 6 centers only, right. So, for other centers, the exam was fair. Right, and now when it comes to re-NEET, then they mentioned one more thing, that under the supervision of some former UPSC, some former UPSC head, right, so under the supervision of that person, one more committee will be formed. Right, one more committee will be formed, which will be having the members of academia, right, and yes, this is what they have mentioned, that let me show you bache. So yes, so former chairperson of UPSC, okay, former chairperson of UPSC, under the supervision of them, right, a committee will be formed. A committee will be formed, and they said that this committee is going to investigate everything, whatever cases they are getting right now, whatever petitions they are getting. On the basis of that, this committee will check everything. This committee will check the CCTV footage. This committee is basically going to check everything, and in this committee 5 to 6 members will be there, and they said that within a week, okay, so they said within a week, this is what they specified, that within 1 week they will present their result. Okay, right, they will mention that if there is any discrepancy or not, and are they going to are they going to take the examination again, or are they going to publish the result again. So this committee will mention everything. But yes, they have specified that on the basis of writ petitions they are getting, on the basis of the complaints they are getting. So one thing is that if you are also experiencing any kind of injustice, if you are also thinking that no, right, my marks are not fair, that yes guys, you have to file the complaint, only in that particular centers, right, they are going to consider it. So in the description box of the video also the Google form will be there, right, the Google form will be there. You have to click on that Google form and you have to fill your details, because right, we are waiting for the High Court judgment, right, you know na, even the High Court of Delhi, right, they also asked for the things, right, they are also asked the answers from the NTA side. So after that judgment, even Unacademy is going to file the PIL, but we need your responses, we need your help. So in the description box of this particular video, there is a Google form. Please click on that Google form, and please fill your details so that we can help you. And after the decision of High Court of Delhi, right, whatever, right, if it will not be in the favor of students, then definitely we are going to file the PIL. So all I want to say is, guys, you have to be strong, you have to remain resilient, and you have to bounce back. So don't worry. I know some students will feel demotivated, that in the press conference also they are not considering anything. What to do now? You can do one thing. You can just study. I know at this point of time you must be feeling that I should quit, I should not study, what about this exam? I know all that feelings are genuine, but the only thing that you have to learn in your life is that yes, we have to be optimistic, and we have to fight for the things, and we have to fight. We don't have any other option. Right, as a student, as a teacher, this is what I have learned, and this is what, you know, even I mention it to my students. No doubt we are fighting, we all are together, and we will definitely file a complaint, and we don't want students to get such things, right? If they will mention that on this basis, on this formula, we are providing you the grace marks, okay, just that grievances committee is saying that okay, one judgment was there, let's consider it and let's give them the marks. They are considering only 1600 students, but we know that more than that are affected, right? So you have to file the complaint, you have to believe in yourself. And guys, please, this time, why it is important, because if we will not take a stand now, then the next year also students will suffer, next year also students will suffer. I know some of you will, some students will think that, ma'am, what about us, right? Some students, they are second year dropper, they are third year dropper, they don't know whether they are going to get the seat or not, right? I know it is the difficult time for you, but let's take it in that way, that you are fighting at this point of time so that our juniors, or so that even us, can get better doctors, can get fair examination, because it is actually putting a question mark on the NTA. Literally, it is putting a question mark on NTA, right? So students, we have to be together, and yes, you have to stay strong. You have to stay strong, right? Trust me, this is just a bad phase. It will pass, but you have to stay strong. Okay, life is beyond any examination. We will get better opportunities, but at this point of time, you are allowed to cry, but you are not allowed to quit. That's what I can say, right? That is what I can say. And yes, one more question was there, right? That why they released the result on 4th June instead of 14th June. So they clearly mentioned that we took one date just to give us a target, that this is the date on which we have to release the result, and it is just like to the other colleges also, it's just like a message that result can come and they have to start the counseling process, so accordingly they can prepare. But they were like, because our result, it was ready, so on 4th of June we released. It is not like that we want to cover our mistakes, right? We knowingly released it on, we deliberately released it on the election result day. No, it's not like that. And they've mentioned it that on for the JEE exam we have released the result in 15 days, in 11 days. Okay, so this is all about the press conference, right? This is all about the press conference. So I want to encourage you, if you are experiencing the results scam, you are also feeling that your marks, right, your marks are not proper in your center, you didn't get the sufficient time, then you have to file the complaint. Students, you have to file the complaint. And please, parents, please, at this point of time, please listen to the students and please help them. Okay, we are also helping them. That is why I am saying that in the Google form there is a link. Please, students, fill that form so that we can help you. So take care, stay strong, guys.